was so very easy. My name is Laura, and it is time for block 13 of the free follow along quilting pattern from Quilting Confections. And this quilt is called Rainbow Sorbet. Block 13 is going to be a beautiful, colorful block. The center has 16 2-inch squares. We need half square triangles, and they're going to be made of this beautiful sherbet orange and the background fabric. And these squares are going to start off at 4.5 inches. We need to make a couple of flying geese units, and those flying geese are going to be 3.5 inches by 6.5 inches. And the background squares are 3.5 inch squares. So to start with, let's make these half square triangles. Both squares are 4.5 inches, and on one of those squares we need to draw a line from corner to corner. The squares are going to go together so right sides are facing, and we need to stitch 1/4 inch from each of that line. So you're going to have 2 rows of stitching. When that row of stitching is done, you're going to be able to cut these apart. Once these are cut apart, we're going to be able to square them up. Throughout this Block of the Month series, we've been using the Eleanor Burns 6.5 triangle square up ruler, and it makes squaring these up a lot of fun. It doesn't matter what side you square them up on. What you're looking for is your stitching line. The block needs to be 3.5 inches. So we just need to find the 3.5 inch measurement on the ruler. And that line goes right on top of the stitching line, not the cut line. Once we have that on the stitching line, we can just trim off that extra. Once those ends have been trimmed off, when we press this open, we will have a perfect 3.5 inch square. We do have a couple of little dog ears on the end, so we can trim those off as we go along. We now have 4 half square triangles at 3.5 inches. Next, we need to make 4 flying geese. The 4 flying geese will start off at 3.5 inches by 6.5 inches, and we're going to need 8 3.5 inch squares. In the back of those squares, we need another line from corner to corner. The first thing we need to do is line up one of those squares along the 3 edges, and we need to stitch from corner to corner. But we need to stitch just a little bit beside that drawn line. So that stitching line is almost touching that pencil line. And that's going to give enough room so that when this turns over, it takes up that extra space. Once we have that stitched, we can fold it over and make sure that our edges match. And when they do, we can cut off that seam allowance. That stitching line needs to go towards the point we're going to cut off. Once we have that pressed, we're going to be able to add that second square along the top. We are making V's, so we must be sure to put this in the right position. And just like the first corner, we're going to stitch right beside that pencil line, going towards this part that we need to cut off. We're going to stitch from corner to corner. When that's stitched on, we're going to be able to fold that back and make sure all of our edges meet. We should have 1/4 inch up here at this little point, and the points should be right down at the corner. Now we can cut off this seam allowance. And we now have 4 flying geese. The blocks will end up the same size, 3.5 inches by 6.5 inches. We're just putting these blocks in to fill the space. We now have 4 finished flying geese. For the center of the quilt, we need to sew these 16 squares together. We're going to need 4 rows of 4, and then sew those rows together. I now have a 6.5 inch block. This is all we need to put the block together. We start with our 4 flying geese, and the geese are flying out. They're just going to go right around that center pieced block. From here, we fill in the corners, and that darker orange is pointing inside. From here, we're just going to sew in rows. If you have a board that you can bring to your sewing machine, it really does help in this type of a project, because I can just sew them together and put them back on the board to make sure that I keep everything straight. Once you have the 3 rows sewn together, you just need to keep in mind which way are you going to press the seam allowances. If you press these seam allowances to the inside, the 2 on the outside will need to go out. And that way those corners are going to nestle together. We now have a very pretty little block, and this block is 12.5 inches. If you've been following along, you know I've been doing a second variation. So I've started with an old piece of fabric from my stash with a big floral print in it with lots of colors, and that way I can use up all of my scrap colors. As I make a project, I put it in here, and I'm going to be able to do my entire quilt with scraps with this one fabric. And I've switched it up, so wherever their light background fabric was, I'm using the dark. So I'm making a complete opposite. Since I was able to use up lots of colors, I have my 16 patches in the center. My flying geese are the opposite, so where their dark is, my light is. And the same for my corner pieces. I'm putting the dark on the outside. This is a great opportunity to use up scrap fabric. So this is how the block is going to go together. There are only a couple of ways that I can switch this up, and I can switch up those flying geese so that the geese are flying inside. And I can switch my corners. By doing that, I have 3 of my darks right in the corner. So it's appearing like a big X, where if I've left the lighter in those corners, it's giving me more of a star shape. And I'm going to sew them together just like the directions said, just opposite. I now have both of my block 13s done. Now I just need to wait for block 14. I'll put a link in the description to the free pattern from Quilting Confections. And thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're sewing next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.